of the outsider was revealed seems to focus on Billy. This is kind of exactly what you were hoping for, wasn't it?
Well, it is exactly what I was hoping for to the letter. What was hilarious is during that whole trailer, I heard this wail from behind me. I turned around and it was Miranda, because obviously the whole idea behind Death of the Outsider is exactly in the title. It's that Billy is going to kill the outsider.
I don't like that. I don't want that. I love the outsider. Please bring more chaos. So you just keep doing what you gotta do. So my hope is that Granny Rags just pops out of nowhere and just saves him at the very end. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really cool idea. The outsider has obviously been this very strange, omnipresent character in both Dishonored games, and yeah, I'm intrigued to see where they're going to take that, especially because Billy is such a awesome character, and I'm kind of, I'm going to be rooting for her. Like,
honestly, yeah, absolutely. Like, I love how these DLC essentially just side stories for Down and Billy. Like, that is awesome, and I love that. I just want them to keep doing that. More of that, always, even if it means killing one of my favorite characters.
I'd be surprised if they flat out killed.
I mean, he is the outsider. You don't really know.
You don't, I mean, you don't really.
Can you really kill him though? I don't know.
So what sort of impression did you get from this? There's an older gentleman that she's rescuing here who's played by Michael Madsen. I forget the character's name. Dowd.
Oh, Dowd, yes. Her one sort of like family figure that she has, like he's her kind of father figure.
Yeah, like he trained her how to be an assassin. Like she is his right hand. Like they are hand in hand, always working together, and like their relationship is so interesting and complex, especially with the first Dishonored DLC and like how that ended, depending on how you chose to play. But canonically, obviously, she gets away.
And the reason that I predicted that the DLC would focus on Billy is because Dishonored 2 sets it up. Like the very end of Dishonored 2, Billy has this huge emotional arc, and then she says, I'm off to find out. And it's just like, that's where the next part of the story is going to pick up.
No release date for that expansion, although we do anticipate coming this year. Unless I'm wrong, can they release the release date?
Am auzit niște spoilere, dar...
Well, yeah, I think everything is supposed to be
this year.
But
I was also in a cloud of frustration and...
worried about the outsider.
I just need to be okay.
James, what did you think about...
So, I mean, it was Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, not Dishonored 2. That felt weird to me, specifically because we were talking about playing through that campaign as a third character with a unique moveset that kind of refreshes the whole thing. So do you think that that's going to be a thing, or do you think it's specifically standalone and Billy's abilities are locked to this new campaign?
Well, I mean, I think that there is a lot of room for all sorts of new abilities. I think that it would be crazy to say, all right, these are abilities that you've seen before, and we're just going to replicate them. I think, obviously, in any Dishonored game, the pull or campaign, the pull is definitely those new abilities and how Arcane is going to use them to basically disrupt the worlds that they built.
Well, but Bethesda's shown they're willing to have fun with Dishonored. They don't take it too seriously with New Game Plus. And wasn't there a mode where an update that allowed you to switch the abilities of the characters? Or?
So New Game Plus essentially allowed you to have choice through all of the abilities, regardless of who you're playing as. So. And you also kept all the runes and everything else you found and power-ups. So.
Okay, well, in the pre-show, I predicted, incorrectly, we'd get the Evil Within 2 in time for Halloween. I predicted exactly on Halloween. However, I was really close because it's coming Friday, October 13th, which is also a very appropriate day.
Just still a great day. Off.
Well, very appropriate for the Evil Within 2. Now, Lucy, as we said, you reviewed the first Evil Within. You liked it a lot. What were your impressions of the sequel?
I mean, we only saw a little bit of gameplay at the end of that trailer. But I loved that trailer. I mean, I got chills. I was like shivering. I mean, everyone laughed when the little girl, started singing, and there's always that cover to make a video game trailer a little bit more emotionally resonant. But I loved it. It totally worked for me. I do love the fact that Sebastian is coming back. Obviously, the focus is very much on his story and his kind of skill set. So, as we were talking about earlier, yes, it is probably going to be very similar to the first game in terms of tone, in terms of the balance between action and survival horror. That seemed really clear. There was obviously quite a big focus on him using his weapons and that sort of thing. I really like the impetus this time being more of an emotional one. He has to find his daughter, Lily, who is presumed dead. No, she's alive. That adds to an air of desperation that I think the sequel definitely needed. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is just a little bit more of the actual horror. It felt very much like, okay, this is exploring the mind. I want to use a curse word here, but I'm not going to. The mind messing with of Shinji Mikami's Evil Within universe. You know, it is a very crazy story.
So yeah, absolutely, like leaned into that. There were like a few times when I thought the trailer was over, and then it kept going, and that's kind of what that leaned into. But the very opening shot was very spooky, though.
Yes,
like, I will say that. Like I was cringing a little bit. I was like, oh no, it's spooky. But yeah, to your point, it did get all the gameplay we saw. I felt it was very actiony. It was spooky, but not scary.
Yeah, and very mythology focused. You know, I'm also, this is another trailer I really want to go back to and go through again because there's a lot of stuff to unpack there.
For sure. Some of the comment just looked really fun too. Like some of the boss fights, it looked like a boss fight or two, and I was just like, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they showed quite a few kind of back-to-back there. Watching this trailer was kind of like looking at a Rorschach, and I feel like a lot of people got their own meaning from it. To me, it seemed as though Sebastian's kind of stuck in this Stranger Things upside down, and almost he was potentially trying to be rescued, but obviously they're pretty clear.
Well, he's gone back into the system, and he's had to go back, so... Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of monsters they introduce into the world this time around. Because there were some that they didn't, like some really effective ghouls and creatures in the original Evil Within that they only kind of used a handful of times. Like there were sort of moments where I was like, I really want to see that terrifying creature again. But no. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing if those creatures return.
Now's their chance.
All right. That is Evil Within 2. Now, real quick before we wrap, give me your overall impressions of the Bethesda conference. Did they put on a good show this year?
I mean, I think, in my opinion, I thought it was a solid show. I like the fact that everything as I mentioned before, that everything they announced or talked about is coming out this year. I think that's really positive. I think that's really healthy. It was really short. It felt a little bit, someone on Twitter tweeted at me and said it felt a bit like a Nintendo Direct. And I agree, like it did. It felt like a sort of a bite-sized conference. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, I'd prefer that like concise sort of vibe to it than something more bloated. But yeah, it was kind of over in the blink of an eye. I would have liked to have seen one big finish.
Yeah, some big surprise.
Sequels are really fun, but regardless of who's presenting, when there's not a new IP or just something that's very new and fresh that no one's seen before, it is a little bit disappointing. But overall,
real quick,
it's still fun.
One final thing, James, Quake Champions, yay or nay?
Oh, nay.
Nay?
Definitely nay.
Wow,
this is going to sound defeatist, but I don't know. You can't win every year when it comes to conferences. However, I think Doom VFR and the new Wolfenstein game look really awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe they're working on the next Elder Scrolls for next year.
Cool. All right, thank you so much for all of your insight. That wraps it up here for today's E3 coverage. Make sure you come back and join us tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow at noon with coverage of Ubisoft's press conference, live hands-on demos, and then we'll close out the night with Sony's E3 event at 6 p.m. Pacific. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube and Snapchat. And if you missed anything, catch today's edition of the Daily Fix for all the news. Of course, for everything E3, be sure to check out IGN.com/E3. I'll see you tomorrow.
Da. O conferință lungă. Am avut Microsoft și Bethesda. Nu a fost ușor să le văd pe toate. Nu a fost ușor să comentez, dar sper că v-am întreținut în a urmări filmulețele, pe cele care le doriți, bineînțeles. Mi-a plăcut conferința de la Bethesda, sincer. A fost simplă și la obiect. Practic au prezentat ce au avut, au completat mai ales unele lucruri, de exemplu au finalizat Fallout VR, au anunțat Doom VR, ceea ce este foarte interesant și mă bucur că există din ce în ce mai multe jocuri AAA care au mai puțin, să dau un pic mai încet și un pic mai în urmă, poate undeva pe aici, eu știu. Așa. ca să avem ceva conținut pe fundal. Mă bucur că, după cum am zis, mai multe jocuri mari au parte de o finalizare, practic, în ceea ce privește VR-ul, pentru că erau tot timpul numai mici demo-uri, demo aici, demo acolo. Resident Evil 7 a fost primul care a avut un joc întreg în VR. Acum urmează Fallout 4, ceea ce este, îți dai seama, să umbli în toată lumea apocaliptică pe acolo, e super. După care urmează, cum îi zice, Doom, foarte frumos, Doom în VR, sunt sigur că va fi interesant. Și o mică completare la Elder Scrolls Online, care pentru fan nu este mică, e vorba de Morrowind. Acel joc cu cărți, Quake, ce m-a impresionat e premiul, 1 milion, wow, pe bune. Cred că au pus premiul ăla ca să atragă mulți oameni. Evil Within, nu știu multe despre el, dar arată foarte, foarte bine. Așa că sunt sigur că va fi un joc bun. Wolfenstein. Deci, frate, Wolfenstein. Da. Asta a fost pentru mine de la Bethesda cireașa de pe tort. Excelent. Mă bucur enorm pentru asta. Abia aștept să joc cu BJ. Mă bucur că nu a murit. Mă bucur că e în viață. Skyrim pentru Switch, sigur, de ce nu? De ce să nu aibă și cei care au un Switch Skyrim? Mai ales on the go, să te joci Skyrim on the go. Excelent. Ce mai avut? Și DLC-ul pentru Dishonored, care pare senzațional, și să-l omori pe Outsider. Wow, nu m-am așteptat la niciodată la asta. Deci, super. Mie mi-a plăcut conferința de la Bethesda. Nu a fost nimic revoluționar, nimic wow. Eu știu, i-aș da un 8. Un 8. Cred că e o notă modestă, o notă destul de ok. Până acum cred că Microsoft are un 8.5. Nu pot să-i dau mai mult de atâta, dar e puțin mai sus, pentru că totuși au avut ceva. Ok. Cam asta a fost conferința de la Bethesda. Și voi face, sper, un filmuleț de recapitulare la fiecare conferință în parte, în care voi vorbi puțin despre jocuri și ceva mai în amănunt despre părerile mele. Ok, asta a fost. Închei filmulețul aici și ne auzim la următoarea conferință. Salutare!